This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. What is it? I want to bring up the question about the term it, because it's a term we constantly see. And for those of us who are awake, which is pretty much everybody who listens to this channel, we now know that we have to look at signs and symbols and repetition. We know that they use our subconscious minds to plant seeds, to control us, to condition us. Now you might say, it? I don't hear that word that often, but I'll refresh your memory on just how often in marketing we hear the term it. Now everybody's familiar with the movie It, with the clown, the killer clown, Stephen King's It, also obviously based off of his book. But what about sayings like, is it in you, from Gatorade? Or McDonald's, I'm loving it. Coca-Cola, it's the real thing. EA Sports, the video games, it's in the game. Discover it. Songs like Let It Be, Nike, Just Do It. If we are thinking the way that we're supposed to be thinking, then these are things that we should be questioning. Now, we know that they are all about psychological warfare and psychological operations. We know that everything that's going on is a psyop. They're conditioning us left and right. One of the people they worship, who is believed to be a Freemason, Sigmund Freud, who is supposed to be the father of psychology, invented a model of the psyche which contained three parts to the self. And this is something that they all follow. The ego, which is the conscious mind, the superego, which is the superconscious mind, and what he termed the ID, which was the subconscious mind. Now, we all hear ID, and we give that word power because the word ID, right, is supposed to mean our identity, our ID, our identification. But to Freud, ID meant the subconscious mind. And we've empowered that word to mean almost like a third person. So back to it. We talk about it as if it is a third person inside of us. Now, what else do we hear in relation to the word it, or IT, information technology, right? The IT field, computers, artificial intelligence. Think about that. Is it, the term it, is that what they're preparing us for? The artificial intelligence and transhumanism, to summon something inside of us, inside of our subconscious mind, inside of ourselves, potentially something demonic, potentially turning on or activating something inside of us once people receive the microchip, once people receive the mark. Is that what they're referring to? You have to ask yourself that. Because the term it, by definition, is used to identify a person. So if we're constantly seeing them market the term it to us, whether it's it the clown, or it's McDonald's, or Coca-Cola, or Nike saying just do it, it's within us. Is it in you? It's not a coincidence that they're all using this, because they use repetition. They use repetition to condition us. They use repetition to control us. We know that through other symbols that we constantly see. This is one we see all the time that we don't think about. Movies with the term it, right? It's Alive and Frankenstein. The Beatles, Let It Be. The character it in the Addams Family. Think about all of the ridiculous sayings that we all use, which we don't think about, right? It is what it is. Does that mean anything? Does it make any sense? We say it. Why? Because we've been programmed to say things like that. Keep it real. Keep it up. It. The devil made me do it. Right? And as I said with Gatorade, is it in you? Think of all of the sayings. Get it, got it, good. That they've programmed us with. Preparing us for what? And why? And listen, if you're somebody who hears that and says, well, this is a stretch because you don't want to believe that the term it has a third person and analogy tag to it, that maybe you're not thinking far enough down the line or outside of the box that they want you to think inside of. Try thinking outside of it. And realizing that when we see these things, right, when we see slogans and catchphrases, and there's nothing original behind it. But think about how big these corporations are. Coca-Cola, Gatorade, Nike, McDonald's, all of them use it in their slogan. American Express, don't leave home without it. Energizer, it keeps going and going and going. Burger King, have it your way. So many sayings from big corporations who we're told, right, the people who get hired there as marketers all have degrees from Harvard and all of these big schools, which we all know, these Ivy League schools, whether they're Jesuit schools like Georgetown or they're schools like Yale with Skull and Bones, that they recruit these people there. They program them there. They train them there. Then when they bring people in from the outside who aren't a part of the bloodline. These are the people who are making millions of dollars to be the marketers for these companies. Is it a coincidence that Coca-Cola's got Make It Real, McDonald's has I'm Loving It, Gatorade has Is It In You, EA Sports has It's In the Game, Discover It, Nike Just Do It? There's repetition being used there through marketing, and that's what they do with marketing. People always think of it, they go, oh, wow, what an artistic, creative person. It's all the same stuff. How many logos do we see with the same symbols? With the sun symbolism, the all-seeing eye symbolism, the pyramid symbolism, Saturn symbolism. That's done by design. It's not done because all of these really creative people have all these jobs and they all just happen to love the same signs and symbols, just like the music videos. It's done for a reason. This is psychological. Nobody questions these types of things, right? Nobody questions why the clown in Stephen King's book is called It. And what is it really? Right? The whole story around it is that it is kind of psychologically given power, right? Through the fears of these people, these children who fear this clown. But it's not really like just some guy who's running around dressed up as a clown. It's a demon that they've empowered called It. You have the Beatles, you have the song Let It Be, where Paul McCartney even says that the reason, well, if you want to say it's the real Paul McCartney or not, that's another story for another day. But the reason behind the song, Let It Be, was that it came to him in a dream. And they chant stuff like that over and over, and they use repetition, right, to get those things stuck in our heads. Music, company slogans, logos. Like I said, Addams Family, It. So all of this stuff ties together, movie after movie. It came from outer space. It's alive. It lives. Think about how they use that term and then how it ties into IT and artificial intelligence, transhumanism, the microchip, what they have planned. What are they conjuring? What are they trying to conjure inside of us? It makes you think, right? It makes you wonder, how many things out there do we miss on a daily basis? Because people go, well, it can't be everything, can it? It is everything. Everything that's normal to us, that is used on a daily basis. From stupid sayings like, it is what it is, to just do it. All of that is deliberately there, strategically placed. Remember, this is their game. They control it. It's all psychological. You and me aren't slipping through the cracks, graduating from Harvard with a 4.0 GPA and getting hired by McDonald's to be the marketing chief, and then coming up with a new catchphrase. They want those there. Look how subliminal that is. Look how subliminal the word it is. When it is referred to as a person on a subconscious level, think about that. These are the types of things that I want everyone to think about. I miss stuff all the time. You guys point stuff out to me. I point stuff out to you. We're all in this together. But it's the mindset of stepping away looking at every single thing and going, why is that there? Why is that the slogan for this? Why are they all using the same terminology? If you think that it's a coincidence with the word it, well, you're entitled to believe whatever you want to believe. I don't believe it's a coincidence. I don't believe that IT and artificial intelligence, which go hand in hand, that IT uses the initials IT. That the demonic clown, it, which is something that is summoned, conjured by these children, the fears of this demon/clown, which again wasn't a human being living. There was messaging there. There's more truth in all of this stuff than there is in the real life. The movies and the TV, they reveal this stuff. The news, they reveal nothing but lies for an agenda. The movie's about demonic possession, showing you this stuff that's real and fictionalizing it, right? Conditioning people with alien invasions and all this stuff. The same plot over and over through repetition. I believe this term, it, is used for repetition. That they're deliberately putting it in all these slogans. And that this it is what they plan on conjuring inside of us when we accept this transhumanism type technology, which I'm not accepting, and I know people who listen to this channel aren't. But I say we, as in society, because they will accept it and think it's wonderful. And they're being conditioned for it every single day. So think about stuff like this when you hear it, when you see it, and just say, wow, look at all this stuff. Repetition, repetition, repetition. Because it's as simple as that. Mind control is as simple as repetition. That's what they use. They pummel it into your head. Why do you think you go through so many years of school and learn nothing? What's the difference between 4th, 5th, and 6th grade? Nothing. You retaught the same stuff for the most part. They'll sprinkle in a little bit, some different things, right? Oh, now you're learning algebra. Ooh, getting me so far in life, getting you nowhere. They're using repetition to beat lies into people's heads, right? In school. Back in the day, the common person went to school to learn how to read and write. That was about it. Learn some stuff through trial and error. Learn how to hunt, learn how to fish, learn how to build. Now, they use these school systems just to indoctrinate you with lies. And this whole reason that you go through schooling in your 20s is to make sure that you're completely programmed through repetition. So don't think it doesn't filter outside of just what you learn at school. It's everywhere. It's around us all the time. Slogans, company names. They're revealing it to all of us every day. It's just a matter of, can we break our programming and see it? So I just wanted to do a video on it because it's been something that I've been looking at, thinking about, noticing. I know others have noticed it as well. And I guess as the saying goes, it's food for thought, whatever that means, right? Just another saying that we all use that really makes no sense. But is it in you? You're loving it? Think about it, right? Catch my drift? I thank you all for listening to today's show. Leave your comments below. I want to know what you guys think about just another thing that is being repetitively programmed into our heads and what this could lead to. I thank you again for listening. I want to thank everybody out there for the constant support. Love you guys. God bless all of you and your families.